Happy morning, children. This is your Jyoti teacher. Children, from the previous two sessions, I hope that you have understood the unit 2, that is the lessons, the selfish giant 1 and 2. Now we see the continuation of selfish giant 2. First, we see the author of the selfish giant. The author of the selfish giant was Oscar Wilde. He was born in the year 1854 on 16th October and he was died in the year 1900 on 30th November. He was an Irish writer and poet. After writing in different forms throughout the 1880s, he became one of London's most popular playwrights in the early 1890s. Today, he is remembered for his epigrams and plays. Epigrams means a short poem, especially in a satirical one. It means a clever and amusing way. A short poem was written in a clever and amusing way, like an entertainment manner. See the picture? Oscar Wilde. Now we see the continuation of the lesson. Here already I told that all giant is a selfish character and the giant is a kind character. They represent the human qualities of selfishness and kindness. Now we see the giant. The giant is a kind character. It means a changed character now. The giant allowed the children to play in his garden and said that the garden was theirs. He knocked the down wall. The people were amazed when they saw the giant who was playing with their children in his most beautiful garden. But the little boy did not come again. See children, how the giant was playing with the children. The children played all day long and in the evening they bid goodbye to the giant. The giant inquired of the little boy. The giant loved him the best because he had kissed him. The children said they did not know where the little boy was, as he was a stranger. So see, every day in the evening, after the returning from the school, the children entered into the garden and played with the old giant. And even the giant also played with them and always asked about the little boy. The giant told them to tell the boy to come to the garden. The children said that they did not know where he lived and had never seen him before. It made the giant very sad. Every afternoon, the children came after school and played with the giant. But the little boy whom the giant loved was never seen again. The giant was very kind to all the children, yet he longed for his best little friend. Who is his best little friend? The little boy. Years went over and giant grew older and feeble. Feeble means weak. He could not play about anymore. So he used to sit in his armchair and watch the children play their games. See children, as he became old and weak, he was unable to play. So he only sat in his armchair and watched the children to play. He admired his garden. He had many flowers in his garden, but he thought the children were the most beautiful flowers of all. He always admired of his beautiful garden. One winter morning, when he looked out of his window, he saw a marvelous sight. What is that? See this. In the farthest corner of the garden, a tree was completely covered with beautiful flowers. See children, when he was watching from his window, he has seen the tree with beautiful flowers. Its branches were full of golden and silver fruit, and underneath means below, and below of the tree stood the little boy whom he had loved the best. See, under the tree, the little boy stood there. The giant ran to the boy in great joy. Then what happened? Very happily, the giant ran to the boy. But when he came closer, his face grew red with anger on seeing the scars of nails on the 2 feet and palms of the boy. Scars of nails means marks of nails left on the skin. The giant said that he would slay means kill, the person who had wounded him. Sometimes we can see the scars of nails on our body. Because of that, some wounds will be there on the skin. So in the same sense, by seeing these scars of nails on the boy's feet and palms, immediately the giant got angry and said that, and asked the boy to tell him who had done like that, and he was going to kill the person. Then the boy said, they were the wounds of love. They were the wounds of the love. When he said this, the giant realized that the little boy was not an ordinary one. And so he asked him who he was. Actually, if any scars happens on the body, immediately we get pain. But the boy says, what he said here, he said that these are the marks of love. The little boy smiled and said that once he means the giant had allowed the boy to play in his garden. But that day, he had come to invite the giant to play in his garden, which is the paradise. Paradise means heaven. Once the giant had allowed this little boy to play in his garden. So now what happened? The little boy came here to invite the giant to play in his garden. That garden is nothing but heaven. It means the little boy was none other than a God. Here, who is the God here? The Jesus Christ, who loves everyone. And when the children ran into the garden, they found the giant lying dead under the tree and was all covered with white blossoms. Here, covered with white blossoms means now the giant was rest in peace. His soul reached the heaven. In this manner, the story ends, children. Now, we see the central theme of the story. Here, one should not be selfish in enjoying the fruits of nature. Nature is a gift of God. It's not given by anyone. It is the gift of God. It is for pleasure of all. It has to be enjoyed by everyone. The fruits of nature should be enjoyed by all living beings in nature equally. There is no limit, so everyone can enjoy this. Nature cannot be owned by a single person. Particularly, children are most welcome to enjoy nature because they represent God. In this story, when the children come into the garden and start playing, with the very touch of children, all the trees in the garden turn green as in the spring, full of flowers and fruits. It is explained symbolically that nature means God. God is happy when children are happy. Children, listen to this audio and see the video for 2-3 times and try to understand. I hope that by reading this, definitely you can understand this. So thank you, children.